fame. So, you know, there's so much on the line, so much money, but the pride is at stake.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was going to mention too. I think a lot of these players go like, yeah, it's great money. It's obviously brilliant. We're here. You get to stand in the middle of the stage. You get to lift that trophy when everyone else around you has fallen. It must be just at that #1 moment in your life. And some of these players might be able to do it for the second time.
Announce yourself as world champions. We will be crowning new world champions, though, this season. This weekend is going to be amazing stuff. Now, Gibbs, yesterday, one of the best days of the World Championship for Rocket League gameplay we've ever seen. One of the best for upsets as well. How do you make a top 5 out of this?
I don't know. That was the bottom 11 teams, too. It wasn't even the top 5, but here we go. We got the top 5 plays. We're going to start off with some history with the SSA region Limitless getting their first World Championship game win proper, and it happened at 0 on the clock to die for, putting it home in game number 2 versus Pioneers. They did fall, but the crowd popped off, and they will remember that forever. Now let's move on to Zen, one of the best players in the world. Normally with his mechanics, here it's all about his brain. The slow play on OG to get that pass out to Alpha. JNF can't do anything, Com can't do anything, Nolly too late. Alpha, you almost missed. That could have been a not top 5, but instead, it makes our top plays. Next up, number 3, we're gonna stay with Vitality. They had a great day. They fell just a little bit short. We're gonna go to Rado here, going for the dunk play, going up for the air dribble bump. Instead, he gets a little clipped by Com, but he still makes the dunk on JNAPS anyway. He had another dunk in this same game as well. Rado was on fire. Great dunk there. But then, I'm a goalie wave, and we're going to bring up some defense now coming out. Number 2, we're going to go back to Rado. 0 on the clock. One of the best games we've ever seen in Rocket League. Rado, huge save to keep it tied at that moment. But number 1, you have to talk about Joyo here. Zen, double tap.
No boost.
Joyo, 0 boost, somehow keeps this ball out. Oski, a great save as well to avoid the bump. But Joyo, 0 boost against Zen of all players, somehow keeps that ball out. Absolutely insane by Oxygen. Their defense was unmatched, and they pull off the giant upset.
I don't want to hear any of my ranked teammates complaining about not enough boosting goals.
If Joyo did it, you can do it. That's what I always say.
It was crazy. He didn't just stop that first touch. He had to stop the second touch to figure that out. And also, if you see on that replay, he didn't jump right away on 0 boost because he knew Zen was going to go for the flip reset double. If he jumped early, he probably would have lost that 50.
Yep. You've also got to make sure that he was using, again with no boost, he has to air roll into the ball and lean forward to muscle the ball away. So many micro movements to keep that
An
out.
incredible save. You kind of wish that certain saves were worth more points than others, you know, or more goals more than others, but they're not. They're all worth the exact same. The players are trying to get as many as they can because there are accolades presented by Progressive coming up after the show. After we hoist the trophy, after we elect the MVP of the World Championship, we will also be giving out some player accolades here for the player that had the highest goals per game, assists per game, and saves per game. We can show you who's leading in those stats right now. It was Virtuoso. It still is Virtuoso. Zen, actually, is of the people that were in the matches there, the only one who's even on the Savior board there. But, man, it's the twins up there right now, Gibbs.
Yeah, Killers and Rojas have just been phenomenal, and this is across the 3 lands as well. So these numbers are for the entire year. But Falcons, their offense has been on the entire year, James, and we see it with the twin Killers and Rojas leading in both categories.
I want to point out too, James. We showed this graphic back in like the Swiss, and we thought Killers just literally had it locked up. There was no way he was going to lose. Striker Exotic is chasing him down. World Championship.
Exotic had some phenomenal series, especially in the Swiss stage. There was one game where he just did everything himself. Like he is such a solid player, and he's so humble about it too. He's not one of those players who's super flashy or out there with a crazy personality saying the same things on the internet. But he's just a good, rock-solid player, and he's backing it up with the numbers.
He's doing a great job there. Well, we are close. We got a little under 10 minutes before we get our first game on the pitch there. So Leaf is apparently somewhere in the building to talk to us about to get to us some questions from players. Leaf, where are you at? Or from fans, I believe?
Behind you. Hey.
Oh! What?
I was here the whole time.
If it was a snake, it'll bit me.
Yeah, no, it's one thing we talk about a lot is how incredible our community is. Stack says it every single time. We have the esports greatest fans, hands down.
Oh, yeah.
These guys are nuts. I mean, it's early. I don't know how y'all got up, but you're here and you're already ready to celebrate, watch some Rocket League. So I wanted to reach out to the fans that couldn't be here with us and ask her some questions online to ask the desk. to get them involved in the broadcast. So I got a few. We'll run through them before we get to the show here. I think they'll appear on the screen, so everyone here can watch too. First off, yes or no, will we have a 2-time world champion by the end of Sunday?
I feel pretty confident now saying no, given that Vitality's not here.
Yes, it's going to be Vitality, BDS, Gentlemates will have that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Seiko, Monkey Moon.
Seiko, Monkey Moon, they're with a BDS, Gentlemates.
Those are the only two that are even left.
That'll be it, I think.
I mean, your two favorites are Falcons and G2. And none of them have a world championship title, so I'm going to say no.
And I really believe that this is Falcons' time. I mean, we actually saw this.
That's dangerous talk in a grand final.
I know, but we have seen teams like Team BDS before they finally reached their pinnacle and started winning everything. They were coming in second almost every single time. So sometimes you just need to go through those tough losses to finally break through. Yeah. And I think it's time.
Good analysis there. Leaf, what else you got?
Cool. I think we have time for a couple more here.
Yeah.
Next one is Monkey Moon equals Tom Brady if RL wins, or if BDS wins.
What does this mean?
Calm, cool, collected, not very exciting, but gets it done.
Tom Brady played a game called football. You may have not.
Oh, I know football, yeah.
Yeah, but he
Liverpool,
a lot
United.
of touchdowns.
Oh, stop.
Wait, hold on. I think
we all know the joke.
I don't think so, because Tom Brady, he won so many Super Bowls. It's kind of crazy. I feel like to get that point, you would have to win like 3 world championships.
And also, no one likes Tom Brady. I'm a New Yorker. I hate Tom Brady.
Nobody. What is your problem?
People like Monkey Moon. People hate Tom Brady. I know our fans here do not like Tom Brady either. Okay. Get some applause. So saying no.
You can interpret those applause however you like.
Let's do get one more here for you guys.
Okay.
I need a. There we go. How much of an impact do you think this crowd will have on the elimination games?
How much?
I think it depends on how loud they get.
Yeah,
they get pretty loud.
It's early. I mean, we haven't even started the game.
We saw with that OG series in Vitality. Yes, Vitality did win, but that crowd had an impact on that match, so I think it's going to continue throughout the entire game.
If the crowd have a clear favorite, then I think, yes, they're going to be quite impactful. If they're more, 50-50 split, I think not as much. But yeah, I agree about the OG pick over Vitality. I think when then you look at a lot of people here love Joyo.
Oh, yes.
That's going to be such a scary time for anybody they're facing off against Oxygen.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, folks, we are getting close to the match here. Leaf, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
And
see you out there.
Bye, Leaf.
We'll see him talking to players all weekend long.
Guy.
Connecting us to the game, getting us out there on the pitch with them. So, we're getting closer and closer to kickoff here. The players are getting ready on the pitch. Furia doing their pre-game ritual as they've been doing all week, getting their minds set and prepared. Which means it's time for us to start talking about their match, start talking about the matchups that are going on here. Leaf was specifically asking about elimination. This is not an elimination match. We're in tiebreakers here. These teams both still have their lives on the line, so they'll keep it going here. Karming Core on one side, Furia on the other. Let's start talking about the Blue Wall, a team that seemed questionable to even be here at one point this season.
I mean, bear in mind, we didn't see them at the London Major. It's been since Copenhagen that we saw them compete on land, and realistically, during the entire regional events, we also didn't see them that often. Like, they missed out on a couple of them. So I think since being here, they have been incredible. They have been world class. I've been so impressed with them. They, to me, I'm the only person on the predictions to have them as my eventual winner.
Wow.
And this is one step closer to it. I think when you look at how they perform, James, they've taken to this stage like a duck to water.
Well, I honestly don't hate that pick. We've seen Atto hit some crazy shots, the ground pinches. That seems to be his signature shot. But Rise, we know, is a land boy. He gets to so many land finals. Karming Corp, they were a world's favorite going into the start of the year, and it looked like that's what things were shaping up to be. They were dominating online. They looked good. I mean, they made it to Copenhagen, but then the wheels fell off a little bit. But now is the time when you want to hit your stride.
And Coach Ferrer, though, they did lose to Furia in the Swiss round 2. I think that is an advantage for K-Corp and for Ferrer because they can game plan better off that loss and figure out what went wrong. And then they had basically 3 days to wait for it, so I think they'll be ready for it.
On the other side, though, a team that has already taken on Karming Core once this World Championship and vanquished them, Furia. They made history. They made their name on this stage in Dickies Arena 2 years ago. They're looking to do it again against another blue European squad.
Also containing Rise on that team again, and Vatira. Like, it's almost written in the stars that this matchup, of course, is not for elimination, but it's still going to be a huge precedent for either of these teams to set Furia. They have gone through. The only team they've lost to is is Falcons. One of the best teams in the world, multiple grand finalists, and lost has been a player for me that has popped off time and time again in these high-pressure situations.
He's a huge impact player for Furia. When he's silent, they lose. He was involved in 1.5 goals versus KC, the highest of any player in that match. Loss has to do the same thing again.
But Yan hasn't even had to reach his final form. So if Loss is playing at the level that he has, and then Yan starts to make the plays we know he's capable of, the jaw-dropping solo plays, the creativity, but even the ability to beat out the defense in the air, that could spell disaster for K-Corp.
And according to players, they were the favorites. They were the favorites over round 2 of Swiss as well. Fury does not care to come out and play their game. Fury is known for their rematches. They usually lose the rematches or win based on what they did in Swiss. That was normally versus Vitality. They kept going back and forth. So this time they won in Swiss, playing another European team on a rematch. They've experienced losses here before. They need to fix that.
We'll see if they're able to do it. A huge match, a great way to kick off the Saturday of the World Championship. Hashtag KC if you think that the Blue Walls got it. Hashtag FUR for Furia. Notably absent in the building is the Blue Wall. There is no Carmine Corps section of fans, unless I'm looking around. I'm just trying to make sure here.
There's a bit.
There are Carmine Corps fans.
There's a
There's the wall.
Okay.
There they are.
Nice.
Never mind. I thought that was a Furia section. It was so far away.
It's literally the opposite.
They're here. They're ready to go, and they're getting the team riled up here, ready to play. Folks, let us know who you think is going to win. We're excited to find out who we think is going to win. This is where the rubber's starting to meet the road. James, you're leading in predictions right now.
I am.
How are you going?
Well, I thought I had put in the Furia prediction at the end of the day, but then I went and rechecked our predictions. I did go K-Corp, and it made me second guess.
You can choose
whoever
you
second
want.
guess. Well, I feel like this event has kind of turned into the event of redemption and revenge. We've seen it, with Team BDS getting their revenge, Oxygen getting their revenge. So I think K-Corp will get that answer back on Furia. So give me K-Corp.
It's a lot of history with Furia rematches. They normally lose it if they won. I'm going K-Corp as well.
I've got Blue Wall as my eventual winners. I am here standing as the sole representative on the desk as that final chance for me. Carmine Corp take down Furia in this rematch. Blue Wall successful.
I want the Blue Wall to win. I genuinely do. They're four of my favorite people in all of Rocket League. But Furia just won.
They did.
They just did this. They've only lost the Falcons.
Give
me Furia, folks. Give me Furia on this one. It's got to be Furia over the Blue Wall here, folks. How does the coin feel about it?
They got Furia.
Voters on both sides, folks. And it comes up for the Blue Wall. The Blue Wall supported by the coin. So clear favorites, apparently. But the fans in the building want Furia to take out the Frenchman.
That's so loud. I didn't expect there to be so many Furia fans here. I thought there'd be a lot of fans of Rise, for Matera, but Farah. People love Farah, but no, I mean fans as well at home. They've gone the other way, Carmine.
The Blue Wall makes some enemies too. It might be a little bit of both there, folks. It's time to play some Rocket League for the World Championship.
The finish line is getting closer. 8 teams have survived the chaos of the Swiss abyss, and we will crown a new champion on Sunday. But tomorrow is still a day away. We begin this day with the tiebreakers. The Blue Wall is back at Worlds, but can they withstand the fury of South America? It's game time!
History repeats itself in the same arena. 2 years ago, these two teams played with everything on the line. Johnny, this time they play to take on Falcons and have 2 lives in that double elimination bracket. Let's get to game number 1, brought to you by Progressive.
Yeah, Rise and Matera, they already had their shot at their revenge in Swiss. Couldn't get it that time. Will they be able to get it in the much preferable situation? It sounds, at least from what I can hear, that the crowd is backing Furia by a significant margin. So the Blue Wall are the bad guys locally.
Should confirm to you all at home, by the way, they were saying blue, not boo. Matera, not been able to quite get a hold of it. Best of 5 here for this tie-break game. Reminder as well that the loser of this one will be playing almost immediately afterwards. They will take on BDS. We somewhat agreed, Johnny, that no matter who plays in there, BDS will be going in as the favorites.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, you know, coming off a loss in the opening series of the day, immediately then having to play against BDS. We're just sitting backstage watching this one, maybe doing a little bit of warm-up. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, it's hard to pick anybody against BDS there, so this is really a must-win if you want to have that extra life. The winner of this will have 2 lives in the bracket. Loser of this will get a chance to play for 2 lives later against BDS, but there's no guarantee.
Back out again, Lost will be straight up there. I thought he was going to challenge, but instead that is a mega early free jump to get the block. But these teams fighting over that midfield possession. That won't be on target, but Toe will be pretty comfortable, and he has got Rise on the far side well covered.
Yeah, Rise just a few seconds ago had a pretty nervous touch. Rushed it a little bit, hit it a lot more vertically than he wanted, and Matira couldn't get back to his sidewall hit, completely missed it. I think that, you know, shows that Karmine Corp are coming out fast. They know that Furia play at an intense pace. They're trying to match them, but by doing so, in the high pressure stage environment, they might be pushing themselves a little bit too hard out the blocks.
Here comes Batty. Couldn't quite find the bump onto Lost. Just won't quite settle for either of these teams at the moment. Everyone has a good defensive line going. Tira does get it past Jan. Lost looking backboard. He should be challenged. He certainly is. But this is the best position Fury have had. They've got Dragonia backboard. Oh my! Miss, but well, nobody from Fury expected it, because why would you?
It's definitely Karmine Corp look like the nervous team. Still, that was Rise missing an uncontested ball in defense. Furia have had the better chances. Trevino nearly scored. That's going to be another shot on target. Matira will easily save it, but not the best clear. It's going to be pounced on by Lost, and Matira doesn't have a lot of boost here. Nice outlet pass, though. Saw the pre-jump challenge in the midfield and avoided it well.
And here comes Rise. Tried for the infield pass, but Matira didn't quite fancy going all in for that one. And neither of these teams have had a chance to play in front of the crowd just yet. They got their job done nice and comfortably during the actual Swiss bracket. Also, both teams very experienced when it comes to land gameplay. Nato going towards the wall. The 100 boost in spawn for him, so all right, you got to go for plan B. Plan B is the fake. Trying to just squeeze away through, but that's not happening. Fury have got absolutely everybody back. Corner, Rise. Almost dunked. Good chance here for Furia. KC are the ones that track back, and they can't get the ball back out their own side of the field.
Yeah, Furia look comfortable. This is a stage, like we mentioned, that both Jan and Lost have had success on before. Lost eliminated a strong Dignitas roster 2 years ago when he played for the club. Went game 7 against his then big brothers Furia. So eliminated by his now teammate Jan, and Jan, of course, semi-finalist. I mean, they were definitely the team who had the better run last time they played at Dickies Arena when compared to Ryzen and Matira as well.
I'm sure Lost reminds Jan on that occasion of, like, he was that close to taking them to Game 7 overtime.
Do you think Jan reminds him
that they won it?
Won.
I'm sure they certainly do. Here's Jan over to Lost. Rise keeps it away. Still 0-0. 50 seconds left to play.
Yeah, that's great stuff by Rise. He saw the fake coming, played the ball so that the defender in the goal line wouldn't have to worry about too much. You know, for all of Furia's comfortability on the pitch, the fact that they've been more consistent, they still haven't got a goal for it. That was almost a big dunk for Karmine Corp. Going the other way, ceiling double for Jan. He reaches it, it's saved well by KC.
Now Matira's turn. Rafinho has to pre-jump. One of these might go drastically wrong for a defender. There is a lot of pre-jumping as the third man. Matira has to escape getting bumped. Jan, pass, Rise. Fury have had a lot of good possession, haven't made too many opportunities of it. Both sides has a 10 opening 5 minutes. 5 result in OT. Oh, one more chance! A little bit of an increase in heart rate, but we still go to overtime.
Yeah, Furia have had the better chances, but Karmine Corp have held on. They've had some critical saves. And now they are starting to ease into this game a little bit. If they can steal this one, if they can go against the run of play, against the momentum of game 1 and take it, will they be able to win over the crowd, who at the moment seem Furia favored?
Well, Furia did certainly seem the better of the team. It wasn't dominant by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
Both these teams have a long way to go. And there's a massive mistake! And you cannot do that KC.
Oh, it's Jan as well. He's just completely missed that, trying to get a touch vertically. He had a bit too much pace on his aerial, and he's fallen completely under the ball now. I really wonder, could he have taken his time with that and just knocked it into the corner he was facing? He tried to almost redirect that one upwards to pop it clear and completely missed the ball. You're always running that danger when you try to go for those precise touches. Karmie Corp there to punish. Well placed shot by Atto.
That is a very, very weak way, though, to give up game number one. You want to set the pace for the rest of your tournament. I'm sure that they will put that behind. KC, I mean, didn't really have too much going throughout that entire match, but hey, they've got the win.
They do.
Move forwards.
Yeah, best of 5 as well, so this is a big win. I mean, against a run of play, sure, but they were the team who were able to back each other up when slight mistakes happened. They weren't, they weren't too bad. There would be maybe a miss hit in the midfield, maybe a complete miss at times, but Furia weren't there to punish them, and Karmie Corp did have backup players. They covered each other really well in defense, and you have to do that sometimes, even at pro level. Cover the potential for a mistake to happen or even a miss to happen. No more so than in these high pressure situations. Your first game on stage at the World Championship, second last day of the tournament, and it's Karmie Corp on the board pass.
Zero is going to try and set one up immediately for Rise. Again, a very tame opening 5 minutes. Both of these teams will want to grow into this tournament an awful lot more. It's not just about winning this game, it's about tournament as we do find ourselves with our first pause of the day.
Yeah, not going to be a controversial one here. No goals scored, so we don't have to worry about any review of a goal being valid or not. It looks like this will be a tech issue.
Right, crowd, what do we think of the preset?
Yeah, anybody a fan of OEM wheels? Do we have any OEM users in the house today? Good taste in corporate, I see. Well, very soon. Until then, I love the new map. I am a fan of this new map, I've got to say. I love the deep greens, the darker colored maps. I'm a late night gamer, so when the bright colors come on, Utopia Coliseum, I do have to take it as a later. It's a bit weird at 2 in the morning.
I've got this thing every single time it's released. I either like it or dislike it based on if I win my very first game on it. So thankfully, I like it.
Oh wait. Love Farah's suited up look for today. He's always taking his role very seriously. Wants to look the part and also play the part behind his team. We can see them actually, you mentioned to me, we saw them backstage just getting ready to come out and play, and serious vibes, very intense, you were describing?
That's been the Zero entire career, hasn't it? There is one thing on his mind every single year. It is about the next World Championship. Remember, we had him on for an interview after one of his tournament victories. And I was like, well, how do you feel like you achieved so much throughout your career? And he said, well, I haven't achieved enough. He wants this tournament. Every single major he's won, every single regional tournament that he's won, anything in between. This is one that he has always wanted. It is the drive to compete and the drive to win. Can this finally be his, Rise's, and Atto's year? The competition is more difficult than ever.
So we do have an update for you guys. We've got a PC restart on stage, at which point we will have a lobby remake, and we're going to be restarting from 5 minutes on the clock. Like we mentioned, there's no goals been scored, so we don't need to review any goals and see if they were or were not valid. It should be a quick restart once we do have the PC ready to go. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the first touch side of the stage for the show match late run today. Commenting backstage right now, wondering is that his PC that he's going to have to use that's currently being restarted.
Doesn't matter where it is, you do find a way to take it in.
Zero looks comfortable. There have been times when the high pressure situations have got to him a little bit. He's, like you mentioned, one of the most ferocious competitors in the scene, and that can sometimes go one of two ways. It can either go ultra focused, locked in, or jittery. And game one, it did look a little bit jittery to start off with for KC, but getting that win, I think, has really calmed them down. And now they just look fully composed as we look to start off the second game of the series. Looks like they're into a warm-up lobby.
See Vitality get eliminated because all of these Vitality, and they've all improved because of that. And now they are looking to say, okay, we have some bad stuff, but so is everybody else, and now we've got to deal with that.
Yeah, every team in the world really just had Vitality as the goal, and now that they're out of the event, it's just best of everyone else. But you know, thinking about the trajectory of this match, the winner of this match, there is no easy way forward. You know, you're thinking about, okay, we win this, we're going to play back against Dolphins. We lose this, then we're playing against BDS, and the winner of that plays G2. I mean, it's like pick your poison here. So I think it really will be a case of just playing in one game at a time, one match at a time. All these players have a ton of experience in these types of situations. They know that they can't take any opponent lightly. We've seen that probably more here than any other event in the past, where Pioneers, Power, getting massive upset wins. You can't look past the opponent right in front of you. There's no doubt that the laser focus for both these rosters is the team facing right in front of them right now. Furia, you know, they've had some regain capabilities as well as of late. I like what I've seen from Lost in particular this event. He's really had a big step up compared to the previous lines this season.
Well, the fist bumps might very well tell you what we all want to know, which is that we are ready to get back into game 2. KC took the first one, 1-0. But we have had quite a bit of a stop since then. What can both these teams now bring out that have had a chance to fully acclimatize to that stage?
Atto and Vatira taking turns here, dribbling here. A couple three-point turns in the opening seconds for Vati, which is unusual to see, but those slight repositionings can be done if you do have the time. Oh, Jan is looking dangerous. Had everybody in a panic briefly before Rise takes control on the backboard.
Well, Lost is going to have to leave that one for Trofino. Furia still looking for their first goal. Which has been a little bit of a recurring theme throughout this time on the stage, where getting that first goal of the series has been very difficult. Power had it, Vitality had it. Furia will not want to add themselves to those ranks. Here comes Ryan. Plenty of time. What can he do? Leaves it. Oh, put wide. Follow wide, put high. And KC run out of opportunities.
Yeah, it looked like Atto had the clear-cut chance out of the lot of them there. They all had chances, but it made sense for both Vatira and Rise to just make sure they're not hitting a goalkeeper with their shots. I think Atto's was more uncontested with a top corner to aim at. However, crossbar to the rescue for Furia.
Good landing there as well from Rise. He's always got an extra touch that you just don't expect. And that's not a good clear. It's an equally bad shot.
Yeah, slow shots and really easy to save shots coming through from Karmikar. Jan leaves this one. And Demo's the goalkeeper. Again, Karmikar there. When one player gets taken out of the game, there's another coming in behind him. Defensive structure looks to be in place for the blue wall.
Well, Jan's got plenty of time. He's also got a reset off the backboard. He got bumped for his troubles. KC are getting there, but they're not going to get to this one. 1-0.
In over a second as the ball's coming across the goal here. I thought Lost had hit the post. He needed to avoid Rise with that one. Trofino was there just to make the goal a little bit bigger, even if he did hit it out of the net. Which, of course, as we can see, first on the score sheet for Furia. Now fake kickoff, point-blank range team coming through for KC. Ball goes to their half, but they're more than fine with the boost coming in to support the attack.
Yeah, gonna reset. He's off the demo as well. Lost can go for a pinch. Couldn't find it, but the smoke screen, who's going to get there first? It is going to be KC. Furia keep avoiding these backdoor demos. KC seem pretty intent on grabbing a hold of. In the reset. I would like to see KC just that, a little bit of power, try and force things awkward. It has been solo plays earlier, and that could have very easily driven it down on the counter, and Jan couldn't get to it.
He just ran out of boost at the critical moment. He would have had that if he had maybe just 5 more boosts. That was going to go flying towards the KC net. End-to-end stuff here. Still, when we look at the total series, Furia have controlled the majority of it, but it is also close with only 2 goals being scored, 1 for each team.
Very open between those two as Zero Clutch. Oh, out to Yan again. He's dropping so openly. Phenomenal saves. Oh my. They've done well yet again. Now boost tools. It's only Vatira of anything.
touch on the ball that they're trying to hit. And then if you could control those touches, you know, Furia have been known to be counter-attackable. If you allow me to use that as a word today. It hasn't really been that case today, though. Furia have been disciplined. So we'll see how it goes in game 3 for KC.
Nice challenge. Furia always seem to have somebody else back. Again, for me, I just want to see KC put some power on some of these hits, force Furia to expect something different other than an outplay. That's been a little bit one note for my taste, says Tira will do exactly that. He's infield! Significantly more clinical.
Yeah, Trevino got bumped here by Atto, who then swept into the box, turned and shot the ball bottom corner. That was a huge bump from Atto and Jorginho. Jorginho would have got back to his own ball there had it not been for Atto clipping him before he went into the center of the box.
Bounces out nicely for Rise. Atto is just hounding away at Jan. Now the infield yet again. KC have found something that works. And they should have had a second goal for it. Now we go to the counter-attack. Fake for loss. That was beautiful.
Oh, that could be considered a 2-goal miss by Karmikar. Immediately afterwards, they've conceded in the other direction. Great calls on the fake and Furia, knowing that there was a free shot for their approaching player. Karmikar will, like you said, feel like they should be leading this one 2-0.
There was a couple of times in game number 1 as well that they had missed some pretty easy by their standard shots. Cannot afford to be something that repeats itself. Here comes Vati, 0 boost, so just put that one into an orc spot and then go and steal your opponents. I do love the way that Fury are positioned though, there's just so much trust. But the person on goal has got it covered. Maybe this was not the time to trust him.
You know, just after a brilliant back pass, Lost tries to mid-pass it off the wall, but Jorginho didn't read it, or it wasn't communicated in time. He was going wide, expecting Lost to pop the ball one more time. Miscom there by Furia, not really on the same page with the passing play, and Karmikar get another one.
It's the first real misstep I think we've seen from Fury in quite a while. And try to get that one over to Lost. That pinch doesn't go their way either, so very scrappy few minutes. Can Vatira punish them for it? In goes a toe, that one's up high. Been a relatively frequent phrase when it comes to KC. Nice pop, but where's the next player up? It is going to be Yan. Challenging 1, challenging 2. And will happily take on everybody if given the opportunity. 3 minutes left to play. There's still KC with the lead. That might change somewhat soon though. Fury have got this on lock. Or at least they did until that win.
Yeah, it was definitely looking pretty good there for Furia, but now it's gone the other way. Yet again, the crossbar to the rescue. 3rd time this game that Karmikar rattled it. Furia still have a lot of time to play with. We're not even halfway through game 3. This is by far the highest amount of offensive productivity that Karmikar have had at this point in the game.
And they've certainly adapted. Jorginho trying to get his team back into this. That's certainly a good way to do it. Vatira had to stay very alert. Now Rise with Vatira in the midfield. The infield passes have been coming pretty frequently here from KC, but they have still managed to hide it well enough. Furia can't get there more often than not. That's a good position to play from in that corner. Wow, yeah. So much power.
Unbelievable skin that he was able to get on that ball. 2 minutes to go. Yeah, I'm going to do some more defending. Karmikar's midfield looking a whole lot more impenetrable than it did last game. You know, it's been a while since we've seen Karmikar make any mishits, make any mistakes. Will he be back and save this? Oh, it's nearly an own goal. Atto diving back, almost put that into his own net, but it is off the post and out of danger. Oh my goodness, Furia with the free jump follow through. What is going on as both teams start to get immediate follow-ups of the ball?
Jan's going to immediately go for it, but so's Atto. Lost with the pickup. First touch somewhat let him down. And that will be first one up. KC still got good pressure. Minute 20 on the clock. Lost lurking behind enemy lines. Couldn't find his way to the ball. Here's Atto. Side wall. Double tap.
Atto plays the miss and gets rewarded. By far the best game for Karmikar continues. Jan off the post with his own car. As Atto doubles it in easily. Furia need something and they need it soon before Karmikar move to double match point.
This is not the way to start it. Tira's just gonna fake out his positioning, no point going forwards. Here comes Rise. Reset goes low, still blocked. Furia do not look happy whatsoever in this position. Cannot find a way out. KC won't make it easy on them. Up they go, trying to hold that midfield yet again. No breathing room. Drops out, back block, that's awkward. But Vatira well read, now it's so doinks it onwards, will it drop in? Not quite, crossbar still against them.
It's so close so many times for Karmine Corp. A complete role reversal when compared to Forbidden Temple, where Furia dominated, but now time is getting away from them. They're trying to pass the ball out of defense. That's how they got scored on for the second Karmine Corp goal of the game. And now with just 20 seconds left, Furia can't wait any longer. They're going to need to take those risks.
And what's scary here is if KC could just hit their shots, this could very easily have been 4 or 5.
Oh, yeah.
Big questions need big answers in the next minute. Furia looked like the better team for 10 minutes, but they didn't get 2 wins for it. And now they are against double match point, or they will have a date with BDS.
By far the best game we've seen from KC. It looks like that chat after game 2 functioned as an effective timeout. They just reset themselves. They played their game they wanted to play. Now it's Furia who need to make adjustments. Unreal game from Atto there, really getting involved in offense. A mechanical prowess and offensive powerhouse every time he's on the pitch. But it's actually Furia overstepping the passing plays that initially got them behind in this game. Lost, popping the ball into the sidewall, ran forward, thinking Drafinho would be right behind him. Drafinho was more back. He was expecting Lost to pop the ball after that first touch to the wall. So, you know, who's supposed to calm that? Well, somebody's got to call it early. That was not the synergy that Furia need. And Karmine Corp already, I mean, they're playing their best game. You can't be giving them goals like that to add to their already impressive tally.
And that is the reason why Pharaoh was brought in. Coached the team that eliminated KC from the World Championship last year around over in, I think it was the semi-finals. Phenomenal series that one was. Now brought in to try and deliver a World Championship to the blue wall. For Furia, it is about getting over the hurdle. They have been one of the top teams in the world for a long time, but just like Falcons, they haven't been able to get to that final stage and go and pick up that win. That would really cement one of those regions.
Oh, what shot start things off, Rise. And now Atto, again, intentionally hitting the crossbar this time. Karmine Corp start game 4 on the offensive end, but a beat coming through from Lost. Follow up from Drafinho, reset. Does land, but he couldn't get back to the ball.
Yeah, the ball just popped away from him. Zera just going to play that one away. Drafinho right behind him, still on it. The zero boost will not help his cause. Vatira with 100 when he went up. He'll have very few when he gets down, but you can see he holds the 14. Just trying to prioritize that recovery, which so many players have to do these days. Decent power. Lost would love a bit more boost, but he didn't have one. Just allowed KC to psych themselves out.
That is a disgusting thing by Lost. Trying to really make it as convincing as possible. Vatira only got a small piece of the ball. Lost easily able to force it through him. So many counter-attack goals in this matchup. KC's game plan seemingly is to defend by attacking, and that's pretty much Furia's identity. So expect to see plenty of transitional gameplay, end-to-end gameplay. Now Atto looking up for defensive touch.
Tira's just gonna full send, get rid of it. Again, Atto straight to him. Still losing the challenge, but it's worked out very nicely for Rise. Backflip from Lost. It's gonna take him a while to get back as well. Landed with zero boost, couldn't really get much, but his team has covered him. And they will not have any issues from that, as that's going to drop out nicely. Drafinho still with low boost. Furia just keep arriving with a player with 20 or less.
Yeah, they don't want to overcommit against KC. Rise had an open backboard there, couldn't find the target or a teammate in the middle, something in between. Didn't really work out in their favor. Lost does look dangerous in this game. He obviously scored the first goal with a fake. The second time he mixed it up by just hitting the aerial shot. Tira full boost in defense will be able to track down his initial soft touch, turn it into an irritable 50.
And he's got 100 as well. Infield pass, Vatira! One-man army! Sends it over to Atto to finish it off.
And he finished off that sequence beautifully. Steals the boost, nips into the corner. What was probably expected to be a 50-50 from Furia's POV was a fake challenge from Vatira. He didn't. Came away with the ball clean and found his teammate in the middle.
Fake kickoff as well. You already know KC have got a lot of different strategies when it comes to the start of the game. Right, on the reset, that is so much power. But Furia know that quite well. They've got there with plenty of time to spare. Oh, here is where Furia have made some mistakes in the past. Demos will certainly help out. Tira, there reasonably comfortably, but it's after that 100 boost, has managed to get a hold of it. Will that cause Furia to have to stay in the backside of the field? Yes, that demo does give them that room, though, as Jan's gonna go up, bumped for his troubles.
It's just like game 3, plenty time for Furia to play with. They were in this exact same position, and then they overextended with a risky passing play to give KC the lead. Vatira is really coming into his own now. Controlling the pitch, defending well against Fury at one end, tearing them apart at the other.
Oh, what a good first touch, and somehow Furia are able to get to it. Here has been the danger man, though, for Furia. Can he find enough demo? No, he can't, but he will get the 100 boost. That might leave time as it goes out to Jan. Met at the point of contact. KC rock solid when it comes to their rotations.
The KC defense. Murloc fell for that 2 times in one game, it would seem. Fury and KC playing each other so close at the business end of the series. Good play by Vatira, low boost, but still making an effective defensive touch. He really has, for me, taken over the game in game 4.
Oh, the bump as well, and it will sit still. And Toe's got the brace.
Oh, well, what on earth happened here for Furia? The ball was bouncing dangerously, but Lost completely misread the ceiling bounce, ended up in front of the ball, and could not get it into the back corner. Had he just waited on the ground a little bit longer, he wouldn't have even had to predict the ceiling bounce. But the fear of KC beating him to the ball made him jump earlier than he was comfortable with, and he was made to pay.
Now for Vatira. Can't get it over the top, but they don't need to now. KC started slow, but they are finishing strong. 1 goal for the better. Is that about to change? Drafinho's left a lot of work to do. Now Rise looks to try and show him how it's done. Ceiling reset, backboard, next one up will not be KC.
KC sitting deep with 2 there, and one of those 2, Atto, wasting even more time as now Furia boom the ball forward, but it's not even past the first challenge of KC. We're defending in successful waves right now. Such an impressive step up mid-series by KC. Since then, it really does look like they are the team in control. The crossbar or the post, pick your favorite, saving Furia. Another 3-1 deficit.
Looking for the ceiling. Rise has been here often. He's tearing them apart, but Lost will not blink. Now they chase the opposite side of the field, but 2v2. KC did do enough. Oh, but the miss! And he's won the crossbar! The enemy of KC is their friend in game 4. Now they just have to get the ball down to the floor, and they will secure themselves a spot in our top 6.
Well, that was an unbelievable defensive miss from KC. The Furia did not expect, but they had it. They missed their chance, and KC advanced.
It seems like we are running it back an awful lot from 2 years ago. This time, revenge for Rise and Vatira. Furia are still in the tournament. They've still got a long way to go before they're even thinking about being eliminated. But for them, they have another rematch to have. Monkey Moon eliminated them 2 years ago. Let's try and put them into the lower bracket very, very soon.
I mean, it's a tough situation. This is the reward you get for finishing in the top half of the Swiss top 8. You get more chances, you get these tiebreakers, but the problem is if you lose this first one, now you've got to go again against BDS. You lose that one, then you're into the elimination match today. So they can't really complain. They're being given a lot of chances here to make it into that top 6, make it into that top 4. Furia are being forced to take the scenic route through the bracket.
And correct me if I am wrong now, Johnny, but that now means Falcons await KC.
Yes. I believe so.
I believe so. Somebody will
It's
correct
the
us at some
Falcons.
point.
I mean, it's been the season of rematches, it's been the season of revenge so many times. Teams have matched up in Swiss, rematched in the bracket, and the win has gone to the other direction. Will Falcons be able to do so later? Well, we'll find out tomorrow.
But before then, we are going to talk to the winners of the series. Leaf is with Rise.
We've got Rise from the blue wall. Some fans, some not, I guess.
Yeah, mixed reaction.
What is cool though, is we do have the blue wall. Isn't that cool seeing them
There
go?
goes. Much love, boys. Thank you so much for the support.
That's really cool. Now, I want to ask you, because you came up here, you breathed a sigh of relief, and what did you say to me when you stepped up here just a minute ago?
It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
I have to ask you though, does it feel natural? Was there a little bit of a relearning of the rhythm coming into this, or was it just easy peasy?
I mean, yeah, we obviously haven't played a LAN for a while. Missing London, you know, we didn't qualify for EWC. But I think we're getting into the swing of it, you know, finding our momentum, finding our rhythm, and I think it shows that series. You know, we pretty comfortable throughout, so yeah, very happy.
Now, you got to be happy too, because the team you just faced gave you a little bit of trouble in Swiss as well. Can you talk to me through why Furia seemed to have your number? Even this, it didn't look like it was easy.
No, I mean, it wasn't easy. They're a great team. They caused us a lot of problems last time with a lot of demos, and I think we kind of avoided that by fighting fire with fire this time. We've made them very awkward, I think, made it hard for them to play their game, and yeah, we got the win, so we
You
go next.
definitely did, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. That kind of approach to a matchup then, is that something you take with every team? Because I know a lot of teams say they just play their game, but this feels like it was a little more tailored towards maybe them to be able to beat them this time.
No, to be fair, last time we played, I think obviously they play very well, but we weren't finding those demos, we weren't finding those plays, which is what we normally do, what we normally try and do. And yeah, I think today we locked in, played our game, and I got the win.
Now, I want to just ask you in general, because you also played SSG, who you guys took down in a 3-0, but then they go and knock out Vitality. So, are you surprised? I mean, your face shows a little bit of that.
No, I think, you know, 16 teams is the best teams in the world. That's why we have the World Championship, so anyone can beat anyone on their day. And I mean, that's the beauty of the esport, right?
That's true. Hey, well, I'm going to go let you celebrate this win. You got the dub over them. Can I get it one more time for Rise and Carmine Corp?
Nobody beats the blue wall twice. Well, a few teams do, but not Furia here. They were not able to find the magic they had earlier in the tournament here, and the blue wall have earned themselves 2 lives in our playoff bracket.
They are the 3 seed, and they're just warming up. You know, they haven't had a LAN in a long time. Rise is like, all right, we're starting to get comfortable now, and that's scary, James.
Who's we? It was all Atto. He scored every single goal. It was incredible. It is a team game. I'm joking, but to see Atto pop off and take over that series was something else. He is so good, and I think that is a huge boost of confidence for K-Corp moving forward. Atto, phenomenal. I do think Lost also looked very good. He had a really excellent fake goal that game.
I was going to say, until that final open net right at the end, he didn't expect it to be open. We had 2 seconds left, nearly the same magic that we had from Furia taking down Rise and Vatira. It was all there ready for him. Crossbar, they clear it. They couldn't get it done on that chance, but otherwise, James, I agree. Lost a stunning series. That one moment at death.
I would say 2 moments, actually. He also had a play on defense in that game as well that he could have made a save too, but he's got to forget about that quickly because they're playing again right after this against BDS.
But I think the big question mark for me now for Furia is Yan. Yan didn't score either in that game, and Yan is such a huge part of the success of this team.
Yeah.
You know, Rise said it, playing our game. That's, you know, maybe the most famous. If you're a Rocket League player, trademark that, and people will owe you a fortune. But to me, what that means is they had the boost, they had the space, they had the confidence, and the positioning. And they were able to do what they wanted to and make it feel easy.
The adaptability of Carmine Corp is also terrifying. You heard he was like, oh yeah, we played them, they did this to us, so we fought fire with fire, we just did it back to them, we just got to get the demos going, and they didn't know how to deal with us. You know, easy game, Rocket League, you know.
It is what it is, but I mean, we were talking as well, when Furia have beaten the team previously, usually they then go on, then they might lose that next series. That happened here again. And we were saying in the green room, Ferrer, he's going to learn that playbook. He's like, oh, well, we've seen how you beat us before in a best of 5. well, now you've shown your hand. We know what to do. Of course, these teams are eliminated. It just comes down to that seeding. But they've earned themselves another life. So far, Casey, incredibly vital to the rest of the makeup of the entire tournament.
Oh, certainly. Just from the mental, the one team that they lost to in Swiss, getting that revenge right now. Yeah. I think this K-Corp team, you know, Stumpy, I actually love your pick to have them win it all. I think a lot of people at the beginning of the year would have picked that along with
it. Wouldn't have been crazy at that point.
Crazy. But now, you know, with how things have played out with the recent struggles, a lot of people weren't thinking that K-Corp still had it. But I think what we saw from Atto in particular is that this team has depth. Every single one of those pieces are so threatening.
I mean, the question has never been, are the individual members of KC at their peak good enough to win a world championship? The obvious answer is yes. The thing that made them the clear favorites at the beginning of the year was their consistency, which is the thing that clearly demonstrated they lost at some point. So there's a lot of trust that needs to be earned back here, I feel like, for people who aren't members of the Blue Wall.
But still, we were talking about Falcons and G2, top 2 teams here at this, and now it's K-Corp as the 3 seed. Like, they're right there with them. They're going to get a rematch against the Falcons as well, so we'll see if they play it out.
We're also about to see, I think, maybe that shot right at the end. Oh, we don't get to see it, unfortunately. It's so close to famously even from loss. But you see what it means to these players, where they won those first 3 qualifiers for Major 1, and then they just didn't perform as well as they wanted to at the Copenhagen Major, and then they fell apart. Atto was the big signing in the offseason. Bring him into an established Rise of Atira duo. He then couldn't get it done with that team. No. This is now finally, again, in hallowed ground, it feels like, for him to have a chance to actually cement and say, yes, I was the right pick, because that Belgian has got pressure on him.
He was. And I'm actually curious to hear what CJ's got for us, doing a little bit of telestration. Break down that Karmine Corp win for us, CJ.
Thanks, guys. Yes, I know that K-Corp will be stoked with that win, but the question that everyone should be asking is, do we have teams that are good enough to topple G2 and Falcons? Yes, can we get teams that are better than these top 2? Are they going to be able to win it? That's what K-Corp are looking for, and I think there's still a couple of things that K-Corp can work on. We're going to roll this first clip here, and as we see, it's a counter-attack goal conceded by the Blue Wall. And what happens, it's an overcommit in the offense. You can see Atto throwing himself in third man. Furia straight down the other end for the goal. We talked about there's still a couple of things. As we look at the overhead shot, you can see right now with Vatira and Rise, this is first and second man. These guys are so close. What does that mean? Atto, he's on an island. He wants to go in because he doesn't want to be left last man. That means he's got all this space that he has to control for himself. So as we roll the clip, you can see the Vatira commits. Atto throws himself as well. They've all gone. No one back in time. Rise and Vatira both rotating back simultaneously leads to an open net. And it actually happens in the very next game. Another goal conceded. Another counter-attack goal from Furia. And it happens again. You can see Vatira. You can see Rise. First and second man. Just waiting to close. Atto is the same man again. Third man. And he just wants to get in. He doesn't want to be left last. Forces him to commit because of how close Vatira is on this play. As we roll the clip again, you can see what happens. Vatira goes second man. Atto throws himself in. It means that Vatira has to track all the way back to that corner boost. He's too slow to challenge. Lost with the counter-attack goal. So there's just another play here. As we see it from the replay, they need to tidy this up, K-Corp. They've got, obviously, Falcons coming up next. If they do this again, if they overcommit second man, they're going to get cut apart by Falcons. So still a couple of things to work on for K-Corp. I'm sure that Ferrer will be onto that, and they can really improve going into this next one. You know, the top teams, they don't do it. Your G2s, your Falcons, and your chalk casts. So K-Corp, you can work on that. Cheers.
All right, we're going to definitely do some telestration of the show match later.
Oh, yeah.
There's ever a triple commit from Chalkcast. Surely it won't happen there. Yeah, great stuff. Yeah, I'm sure Farrah is sitting in the back watching the telestration right now. Going, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, make sure we don't do that in our next match. But yeah, they're playing Falcons later on. What a matchup that's going to be as we take a look at our brackets here. Karmine Corp do punch their ticket through to the playoff bracket, which means we only have one more tiebreaker to go here, James. BDS taking on Furia.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, this could be a situation where Furia could be in danger of losing 3 straight series in a row and be out of the event, because Team BDS, I mean, they are no team to sleep on.
Oh, yeah.
We just saw them win EWC, and it looks like Exotic is playing maybe the best he's played in quite some time. So this is a very dangerous BDS team.
And now BDS, I feel like, has a small advantage. We used to do the first 4 World Championships. The upper bracket final, they would have to immediately play in the lower bracket final. Those teams were 1 and 3 when they played back-to-back, when they had to lose and then play again. So momentum, it's negative momentum now for Furia, so they have to be ready. They have to regroup over this next 10 minutes and get ready for this match.
Well, congratulations to Karmine Corps. We will see them play a little bit later on today. For now, Fury, they got to go back and re-rack, reload, get ready for round 2, folks. They're coming right back onto the stage to take on a team with World Championship pedigree. BDS will be on the stage against Fury after this.